Welcome to Game 2 of the first match, the first round of Swiss, again taken at the Worcester Manaleak tournament of the 15th of February. Again, myself there on the right playing Andromeda, and Stuart on the left playing MBN. I didn't take a mulligan, Stuart did, so I've just, again, gone and shuffled ahead and skipped past that part. As you know from the first round, I lost, despite taking a 5 agenda lead in the first 10 minutes, so I was hoping to bounce back here with a strong Andy game. Again, I was relatively happy with my hand. It was fairly secure. So we go ahead and Stuart takes his mandatory draw and has a look and see what he's stuck with. So he will install and res, use and draw with Howard. So you know when that happens that they're struggling for ice. He will install what looks like a data raven there onto HQ. And for his... obviously now he has to discard, so that's all 3 actions. So he's getting rid of a couple. That's it, get rid of the 1. Pass the turn over to me. So now we have the lovely Andy opening hand. So our first click, Sure Gamble. Second click will Dirty Laundry R&D. Get the extra value out of it there. No Desperado, otherwise that would have been second probably. And sees... oh, I'm not even sure what that is actually. I think it might have been an Invasion of Privacy, which is obviously a card I haven't seen a huge amount, so I think I had a quick look at it just to remind myself as to what it was. A little bit unusual. So I've got a few accounts, excuse me, account siphons there in hand, an Inside Job, Plascrete. I think I've got a Special Order as well. So the cards I need to continue to put the pressure on his servers as and when I need it. So third click, I think I said I was going to run HQ, and he then reses the Data Raven. And again, I'm running third click, it was intentional. I'm happy to then take the tag, and for the trace to go off, he bumps the trace up by 2. I say, whatever, you can have your power counter. And again, at this point, it's more a case of, again, I've got the Plascrete in hand. This deck doesn't use much in the way of resources for economy. It's pretty much all event based. I'm using easy marks instead of daily casts, so I'll draw that and trash it for a start, and then final click, just again make myself nice, safe and secure. I will play the Plascrete. So it's just in case he is running tag punishment in the form of Scorched Earth, and I'll discard the spare Plascrete because I'm pretty sure he's not going to have all 3. But if he does, I've got time regardless, so it's fine. So he will close the counts, which is a bit of a kicker. But then there you go, that is what tag punishment is all about. He'll draw 2 of Jackson, and he'll install ice on R&D. So at this point I have the option of putting a huge amount of pressure on HQ. I'll run, he won't res. That's a mid-season's replacement, which at this point I'm not really too worried about because I've already decided that I'm going to go tag me. So I do have to be wary of the psychographics into Beal, but other than that, the only real tag punishment that is likely to be seen is the closed accounts, which I've just seen already. Potentially a Scorched, which also I've now made myself safe from as well. So I'll run through on HQ again. He'll again do his funky thing with his counters, and I see that Invasion of Privacy that I saw on R&D. So I'm at 2 tags. Third click I will... I'm not sure what I said I was going to do there. I think I was going to run on HQ again, possibly, or I was going to run through it. No, I was going to run through on Archives. So I run Archives. He doesn't use Jackson Howard, and so I score the profiteering that he has there. Surprised not to see him use the Jackson Howard. I have to say he had 3 cards in Archives. They were good cards, particularly because I'm running completely tagless. I'm completely tag me at the moment, and I'll take credit for my last click. So he draws that mid-season replacements. I think he really wants to keep the Jackson on the board so as to be able to draw up as and when he needs it. He just takes 3 for his turn and discards 1, which I think again may have been the mid-seasons there that he got rid of, thinking probably that he doesn't need it, which he'd be right to. He can already put 2 additional tags on me now with the Data Raven at any point he so desires. So I think first click I said I was going to run R&D, make him pay for the ice, at the very least. He doesn't res, so I score breaking news. I'll do it again. And I'll score the Beal, so I'm very fortunate on my R&D pulls there. Third click, well, might as well. See a toll booth, so that's the end of that. So I'm now 4 points up to the good. With 1 click left. And I'll take another credit. So mandatory draw for the corporation. He draws the toll booth, which we've just seen. He's going to put an additional tag on me. He's going to install. First click. Second click he will psychographics and score the Astro with the 3 tags that I now have. So good play. You're getting this fast advanced train moving. And a very, very good way of punishing my tags for sure. So he will res the Draco now, which he probably should have done earlier, but he does it at 0. And he bumps the trace up by 2, which obviously I can't beat. So I'll take the other tag. Taking me up to 4. So again, I do have to be very cautious of the psychographics into Beal here. It's a very legitimate play. And he's already got the Astro he needs, so I'll draw second click. Probably looking to see a little bit of economy here and start thinking about breakers for R&D. I'll dirty laundry archives. And he did run a Scorched. He's ditched it already. Which is again encouraging for me to see. I've got the account siphons there to keep them poor, if need be, and I've got the special order to go and find the breaker I need. But I'll draw for my final click and see another special order. So I've got to discard. I'll discard the hostage because I'm not going to worry too much about resources at this stage. So he just takes 3 for his turn. So again, it's a question here. I can go and fetch the Mimic I need probably to go and break the Draco. I'm not too worried about the Data Raven at this stage. I could just account siphon him and get rid of all his cash. I'll draw first click. Now he can score consecutive Astro scripts, which is a problem. So I've got a sure gamble there, which is why you always try and draw first if you can. Makes things a little bit easier. So second click was sure gamble. So I've got a decent amount of money. I'm cautious, and I'm certainly aware of the fact that he is likely to have more closed accounts in the deck. Leaving big piles of money is not going to be the way to play here. I need to spend the money as I get it to try and ensure that I'm keeping my investment. So I will play the special order for 1. That's third click. And looking to go and find the Mimic, which I will almost certainly install for my 4th click. After giving my stack a good shuffle. So that's my 4th click. So mandatory draw for the corporation. Install. Advance, advance, and get the other Astro. Ugh. So it's now 4 points all. He still has an Astro script token to use. Obviously the power of the Astro. He's got a Sansan in hand there as well, but not a lot of money. He's only got 1 credit. I can now put the pressure on R&D lock, potentially. So I will run R&D and break for 1, seeing nothing. I'm certainly wary here of the Astro script problem. If he sees his 3rd one, I'm in all manner of trouble. So I'll run through on HQ, try and pressure his hand for the 2nd click. take the additional tag. See a sand sign, which I'll let him keep, because he hasn't got the money to use it at the moment anyway, and I'd rather keep my money. So we'll go again on HQ, third click, take another tag, and see the toll booth. Need to try and pressure him so that he... Again, I want him to use the Astra script on a less suitable agenda, if that makes sense. I really do want to try and avoid the problem of him scoring another Astra script with an Astra script token, because then I'm in all manner of trouble. So I've finished running on his hand. He's got plenty of tags on me. He's got the ability to put another 4, so psychographics is now huge, and I have to make sure he doesn't have the money to be able to do it. Psychographics onto Beale now would be the end of the game. So again, assuming he uses his Data Raven counters, which he almost certainly would. So I need to make sure he doesn't see psychographics, or he doesn't see the money. I know I've got the account ciphers in hand to keep them poor. So he goes up to 4 and discards. First click I'll run through on R&D, see a toll booth. Second click I'll account siphon. So I'll take the tag. And then take 2 more and drain him of all his money. Unless he bumps up the trace. So this is the choice now for him. It's whether he spends all the money on the trace. I'm just using a die now to indicate how many tags I have, because I've actually ran out of counters. So he actually uses the money to boost the trace instead, which I'm absolutely fine with, so I'll access a card instead and see a celebrity gift, which is an interesting splash of influence for MBN. Very interesting splash of influence. It's a great money card, it has to be said. Along with Sweeps Week, it's very powerful. So last click I'll draw. Not ideal, but I've done what I needed to. I need to keep him dirt poor now. Otherwise I run a real risk here of seeing an overscored Beale. Only 1's been scored. I've only seen 1 in the game. There's still 2 more in the deck, almost certainly. And you know, Stuart's playing very well here with what is almost certainly a difficult hand. You know, he's got 2 toll booths in hand, which is not what he wants to see in the slightest. He needs cheap early game ice to make me go and find the breakers to break him, and give himself the time to be able to do that. So he'll install into the remote. At the moment I'm running with a virtually negligible rig, just so I can get through on R&D each turn, and try and top deck the agendas that may be on there. He still has a Jackson on the board, so he can draw through and find what he needs. So first click we'll run R&D and do just that. We'll have a look. See the I think another Data Raven there. Kind of wish I had a Desperado out. Not gonna lie. And then it's, do I keep going through on his hand? He's only got, I think, 2 credits there. So it's probably not worth account siphoning at this stage. Well, again, I do it at this point because I know that if I don't, I'm going to have real problems with psychographics. That's the bottom line. Need to keep him poor. Need to keep him dirt poor. That's all I want to do. So I think he boosts the trace instead, which means I'll access a card instead and see the Beale. So he had it in hand. I don't know if he had the psychographics, but he has certainly had the Beale, and now I'm on 6 points with 2 clicks left. So I'm on HQ again. See the celebrity gift. I'm pretty sure he hasn't got any other agendas in hand there. No, he doesn't. I'm pretty sure the... obviously, I'm almost certain that that remote is the Sansan that I've already seen. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I know he doesn't have the money to use it at this stage. So he draws, sees the Data Raven, which isn't going to do a great deal. So he'll just take 3, and I think he needs to discard, maybe not. Nope, so first click, we'll run through on R&D, and see the agenda. It's the Astra script, and that's the game. So it's we split the round, 1-1, and moved on to the next one.